Myanmar is scheduled to hold the first phase of its elections on December 28th, the first poll since the military coup in 2021 and widely described as a sham. According to Debbie Stothard from the Alternative ASEAN Networks on Burma, this comes at a time when the junta is losing ground to resistant groups. She shares more on how the elections pose a threat to a sustainable solution in Myanmar.
The first phase of voting is scheduled for 28th of December. It's not an accident that it's 28th of December when most of the world is enjoying year-end holidays or some sort of holiday. The preparations for the elections have actually seen a spike in violence. So this sham election that the military is conducting has outlawed parties that won over 90% of seats in the 2015 and 2020 election. And there are various laws that have been amended to prevent these parties from re-registering.
Preparations for the election have already sparked a surge in violence as the junta moves to suppress opposition.
As part of preparation for the sham election, the junta brought in a new law to protect the elections in July. And essentially, anyone can be jailed for between 3 to 7 years for criticizing the election. They call it disrupting the election through their speech. And already in September, 40 people were charged under this law, and several have already been sentenced to 7 years jail. So we hope that Malaysia will take the leadership to prevent ASEAN states from engaging in this sham election or giving it any legitimacy, because it's not actually contributed or to any reduction in violence.
While the junta consolidates power, neighbouring countries and ASEAN have struggled to respond effectively. Ahead of Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Mohamad Hassan's visit to Naypyidaw, Debbie highlights the limits of ASEAN's approach, especially its strict adherence to the principle of non-interference.
Ironically, despite having a focus on reducing the conflict in Myanmar, ASEAN is actually feeding the conflict. Countries like Malaysia and Thailand are actually deporting Myanmar nationals into the hands of the military junta, and these nationals are being forcibly conscripted.
With some 70,000 people already forcibly conscripted, ASEAN needs a unified strategy to stop further abuses and confront the reality of its 5-point consensus.
The reality about consensus is that we cannot actually consider consensus when ASEAN is so disunited over Myanmar. But what we need to do is ensuring that the approach is consistent with international humanitarian law. You know, ASEAN was formed in 1967 in response to conflict with a desire to prevent conflict. But then ASEAN has sabotaged itself by hiding behind non-interference, by sitting on their hands and allowing things to get out of hand. So ASEAN keeps saying there must be ASEAN centrality. ASEAN must lead in the solutions. But we are still waiting for ASEAN to show that it has critical leadership to solve the issue. And it is a tragedy not just for Burma, Myanmar, but also for ASEAN, because what's happening in Myanmar is affecting the region in very profound ways. And it's extremely irresponsible for ASEAN leaders to just resort to statements to try and solve the issue. They need to back it up with genuine action. And even Malaysia needs to be consistent. Its diplomatic, its foreign ministry, its prime minister is saying one thing, and then the home ministry is behaving in a way that undermines them. So there has to be also some cohesion and unity within Malaysia to show that it can lead in helping resolve this situation.